Welcome,
Okay, all
everyone.
yours, Rizwan.
Okay, thank you everyone. So tonight we will have our co-pilot session, a TTT session. So together with me, we have Noel, Amar, Andy, Lorraine, and Ian. And I believe there's a lot of people joining us today as well. Thank you very much. So we will present and share about our co-pilot journey. Before we start, right? Before we start with Amma, I just want to share latest news on co-pilot. So normally we will start on the latest news, then I can directly pass to Amma. So this is just published recently, right? I will share this link, right? So here we will have all the latest news related to paid version of Copilot, even the free versions of Copilot too, right? So here the article mainly focus on, for example, like admin center and identify risk in using AI, using another product. You can actually manage AI and have greater insight using Microsoft Purview, right? So these are other user capabilities, right? This is the Copilot system itself. These are user capabilities that enable us to use Copilot in much more efficient way, right? So for example, you can use agents, right? You can directly create your agents from the SharePoint, right? You have image reasoning and editing. Let me just speak later on after this. Generate and edit images in the Copilot apps. Summarize with Copilot in Microsoft Edge for business, right? And we have other features as well over here, right? So let me just click one. I don't want to go to all. Okay, image reasoning and editing. So let me just zoom in and see what is this, right? So when user upload PDF, Word document and presentation, whether through files or selecting a file, right, what is shown in the image of page 4, right? So you can actually now ask this particular question, what is shown in the page 4, right? And then it will give you some answers, right? So for example, over here, let me just click this, see if I can zoom in. Let me see if I bring my zoom in. Sorry, I think I didn't turn on my zoom too. Okay. Let me just zoom in. Yeah, maybe it is not really clear. I will paste the link later on. So you can see over here, it will based on this image inside the presentation. It asks to change the color of the font, right? So from the red into the purple color. So now Copilot can actually look into the contents of the files and also make some changes, right? So these are some of the new features, right? Copilot Chat will soon have new site by site visual editor, right? So this will be a new features. So this is Copilot Chat. You can see the link over here. Let me just zoom in. So you can see link over here. Automatically, you have the feature to edit the images that you generated, right? So for example, you create a, let me just zoom in over here. So I create a photo. I just type in the prompt. I create the photo, and automatically in the right side, I will have an editor to actually edit and change any of the images, effects, and even crop or maybe add some text, right? So these are some of the features that it introduced. Still, certain features will be available in mobile, right? So they some thoughts and some news on few features that available later on. So this is a summarized with Copilot in Microsoft Edge for Business. And here are other things as well, right? So these are all recent announcements on Copilot releases, right? I will pass to Amma. Amma, are you there?
Hey, hi Ridwan, thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, so let me share my screen. Give me a second. First of all, a lot of exciting things, which is regularly happening from Microsoft on Copilot. One realization what I started understanding from the new things is uh, as a technology, Microsoft is making multiple AI tools. Generally, if you need this kind of a different scenario requirements, we need to have an understanding of multiple AI tools. Now, Copilot, especially from the Microsoft, they are trying to put a lot of efforts, I see, and they are bringing a lot of new things to us in a very, very simpler manner, right? So that it can be used by everyone. Today, most probably, I'll be trying to showcase a very new thing which has been published like 3 to 5 days back by Microsoft. Okay. So what you're all able to see the screen is basically copilot.microsoft.com. This is where a new thing has come. So when I enter copilot.microsoft.com, generally this is the page we all see. Ridwan, is the resolution good? Should I need to increase something? Is this okay?
No, this is okay. This is
Yeah,
okay.
perfect. Thanks. Right. So if you see, as Ridwan was saying, the roadmap and the updates, what's happening, right? Now, as of now, we have been exploring Copilot, being it's backed by a GPT, right? We have been using to convert from text to the text or text to image, or basically improvising the different scenarios of a text, like creating an email or improvising the drafting or creating a logos or a very simplified scenarios, right? Now, with the GPT-5 integration, so how do we access GPT-5? This is, by the way, a personal account, okay? You can see here, this is output box. Sorry, I just muted Siakun. Sorry for that. Right. So this is my personal email account. This is not a purchased version, right? It is saying get GoPilot Pro means there's a free version. That is the first thing which we need to keep in mind, right? Now, with the free version, what all the things I can explore? That is something which I have been trying to share whenever I am learning certain things in our TTT. Very importantly, I will just show you some outputs, specifically the pictures like this. How is this picture, by the way, guys? You can just message looking good, attractive, whatever in the message, in the chat box. Do I see some replies by any chance? Yeah, so yeah, this is from Vidwan. Okay. So for example, if I need to create this kind of a picture, it requires a very huge skill set for myself to understand the various designer tools, to understand the various designing skill thought process. Basically, this is called a transient picture, which is like electronic bits. You all can see this picture, right? These are all something which I am able to develop it in a maximum of a minute with the Copilot. This is something more interesting, obviously, right? Now you could see I have developed a different pictures altogether. By the way, good thing is, do you think it's an AI or do you think it's someone has made it with the woolen? Anyone can say? Noel or Ridwan? Is it AI curated?
Mhm. You cannot tell.
You cannot tell, right? So, by the way, this is something which is created by Copilot. Okay. So I'll show you how it has been done. So that is where I was just showing the first home page. Okay. So when I log into copilot.microsoft.com, on the left side, you see a multiple options which has been highlighted. Okay. Till last week, I was showing you guys how I was using 3D. Now, to create a mesmerizing picture or an image or a creative, that's where you can use this option called Create Gallery. So what is the benefit here? I'll just zoom out a little bit. Okay, so for example, these are all inspirational, recommended, or reference pictures for us how we want to create our pictures. Example. Okay, now you see this is one picture which I was showing you guys with an expression. Okay, So this is one picture which is on someone's imagination. This is one picture which is someone's imagination. You can say, Amar, this is a very straightforward, ready picture. You can use it, right? Now the importance where it differentiates. For example, now I'll take this picture. Okay. Now, how did this picture got formed is based on this prompt. So idea behind it is Microsoft is giving a gallery where we can able to take a reference and create our own. Okay, so what is the prompt here? Create an illustration with a 3D glass world artistic style depicting a tropical rainforest and vines with a semi-transparent glass, so on so on so, right? Here, what I will try to change here is basically in place of glass bird, I will make it as like maybe jaguar, animal jaguar. Okay, so I can just enter this and Copilot will generate me the similar picture of what I have seen. So one important thing is this gives a very different picture, different scenario, how we can able to look at the imagination of our thoughts, or we can put our dreams into to create a good structural, simplified responses by using a Copilot. So how do we access this? We access it by going into create gallery. Now you see it is just generating below a minute. So what is the default information or the prompt we have provided? Basically, I took a reference from the recommend ready image, which has been posted by individuals. I'm taking the same reference. I'm just trying to change the characters. Earlier it was birds. Now I made it as a jaguar. Very simple, right? So it becomes for me to get adopted the prompting in a better way. So now very importantly, I can put a simple prompt saying that create an illustration with a 3D glass with the for the animal jaguar. It will give very, very basic, right? When I'm giving very detailedly how it has to be depicted, what exactly the background should be, what kind of a leaf, how the final finishing should be, should I need to add a single color or multiple colors? That's where you get into a different scenario. Now, obviously, I like this picture, for example. Now, how do I use this kind of outcomes? Before I showcase you on multiple things, I'll show you what all the things I have tried. For example, I just tried, okay, saying that I want a embroidery illustration on a pure cotton fabric, okay, featuring a cartoonistic style portraits with an exaggerated expression such as suspicious lion. Okay, you see this suspicious lion, exotic deer, and a fox. Basically, this is a combination in a forest. We all see these kind of characters, right? Then I clearly used a prompt. The composition embraces soft, muted tones with the portrait rendering in miniature scale and frames by generous blank space. This is the very detailed prompt. And I did not give any attachment or a reference. I just mentioned as a prompt how it can be curated, right? The same way I tried few more things. I'll just try to show you guys. One, first, initially I tried to create an elephant, okay? And the second, I said to create a lion, okay? And the same way, I tried to use a transient kind of scenario for a camera. And I said, I want to create a butterfly, okay? Then I said, I need multiple butterflies, okay? And I said I wanted to create something like a forest or a plants in a forest model. Then I said I need a multiple red and pink flowers as well. These are all basically I'm just trying to change a different theme requirements and I'm trying to ask Copilot to generate, and it is not taking more than 2 to 3 minutes. Now the important point what I'm trying to use this is for converting into 3D. Okay, so last week I have showed, right? So when I wanted to convert a flat image into a 3D, right? There is a free tool from Copilot, which is called Labs. So when you come to Copilot homepage, I'll just show you guys. On the left side, you see an option called Labs. Basically, Microsoft is doing a lot of experiments with AI, which is basically a new initiative. In that, they have released a recent feature called as Copilot 3D. What it do is it turns or it converts your image into 3D model by just adding one simple click. Okay, so I'll just show you quickly. 1 second, let me just open it. Give me a second. Yeah, so I have done already few of things. Last demo I have showcased. Basically, it's very straightforward. Clicking upload image and choosing, for example, for timing, I'll just choose this, by the way. And very important thing, the recommendation here, it best works with a single subject with the even lighting and a plain background. Basically, it is saying that you have multiple characters. Even though I'm just trying it, generally the recommendation is to use only single character. Maybe I'll just use one simple character. Okay. For example, this one. Okay. I'll just try to create it. Now, when I click on a create, it will come into this gallery, which is called as my creation. Okay. Now, the good point is it will not take more than a minute or a two to convert that 2D flat picture into 3D files. Let me just go back to my downloads and show you this picture. Where is it? It was something sometime long back. Yeah, this is the one. You see, this is a simple picture, a flat picture, which is a climation design which I made long back. Now I'm using this because it's a flat. I'm asking Copilot to convert that into a 3D image. 3D image is not just simple that you can able to just weave it. You can able to use it for a multiple scenarios. It's, you see this, it just converted. Let me just open it. Okay, the character is made like this. Okay, now what I will do here, I will try to download this, for example, and I can use it in various applications as well. For example, now you all have been seeing the pictures which is generating from the Copilot, right? Now you see this. This is basically the two things which I created, which is a transient kind of leaf and colorful flowers with the pink color, right? Now when I go to the next slide, right? I haven't added animations, by the way. I'll just show you directly on the live, right? I converted the same into a pictures, into a 3D models. The same pictures which I used it, I converted this into this. Okay. Now I copy this. I'll just use it here, example, and I will try to bring up the 3D model which I created for the person right now. It will not take much time. Perfect, right? So I'll just do like this, and I use this elephant like this. Sorry, my bad. I'll use this, and I'll convert this example. I will just make it like this. Now, this person is basically trying to explain about an elephant. Just think of it like that. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to do here, I'll just keep this copy here. Okay. So basically, I'm using a built-in features like uh, transition, where I'm trying to use it as a morph. Right. You see now the picture experience. So that is something which is possible. What I did now is basically using a Copilot feature called 3D. I used a flat image converting into a 3D. And from there, I am bringing that element into my PowerPoint and using it for my presentation purpose. For example, now I'll just show like this. Maybe like this. Okay. So I'll just keep like this, and I will try to use the same elephant. Okay, I'll just picturize this and make it as a simple like this. Okay, now I will bring a lion with this approach. Okay, now when I select this, I have a different models to use it. Okay, so I can able to add even animations to this. I can just say I need arrival. Okay, or I can say turnable, or I can say swing, or I can say jump and turn, right? So for example, now I'll just use this. Okay, so maybe turnable, I'll just use it, right? So when I come from this to this example, I'll just use the symbols like this. Now, when I am coming from that slide to the next new slide, which I created earlier, what it was showing is like this, right? Now, when I get into a next slide, the animation is entirely changing, right? Now, what I can do is on the next slide, I can just turn this. Okay. and I'll keep this back to the elephant example. Obviously, elephant and lion is so much different in sizes. I'll just use this like this, and I'll keep like this, and I'll select this. Okay. Now let's see how the experience looks like. This is the first line. Now the character is moving, and when I use it on the next slide, right? This is a simple way I can create. So basically what I'm trying to use now is the new features in Copilot. So how do I use this? Basically for a various scenarios. One, I can first create a full-fledged story by using, so taking an example of today's characters in my PowerPoint 3D. What I can do is I want to explain about a forest. Just think of the situation for a class teacher using these tools, right? First thing what I will do, I will ask Copilot to create a 10 slide notes about explaining the forest. That's the first text what I will use. Second, what I will do, based on the animals and the characters in the storyline, I'll create that images and use it for converting into a 3D and make a full-fledged presentation very much lively and attractive. So this is something which I am exploring. Obviously, I love the way Microsoft has is giving a best of things. So basic idea here is how they are trying to promote it is basically to get level up of our knowledge on using the tools of AI with the right prompting. For example, I'll just use this and I'll just say skyline, city skyline made entirely in transparent. So what I will say, city skyline in Malaysia. I'll just change this one example. Okay, and building rising like a crystal lanes towards into the clouds. I'll say that pink clouds. Okay, entire metropolis glow under the dust, so and so, so and so. I'll just give okay. Very simple. So basically, I am trying to improvise my prompt by taking a reference of a prompt which has been designed or someone has created. Right? Basically, it's a gallery. Officially, Microsoft is something sharing us the reference interactions so that we can able to learn and improvise. Obviously, Malaysia means we all talk about Petronas Towers, right? Now, I didn't mention anything about Petronas Towers here, but as it's AI, it is picking up the way how it understood based on the prompt. You see this? This is very, very straightforward. Correct? So I can use this directly on my PowerPoint slide. Okay, I can just say I need a landscape model picture, model outcome. Just mention. So the earlier one is a portrait. For example, if I want to use this in a PowerPoint, for me, I require a landscape example. So it will just convert it. Okay, it is saying to convert by using a different elements. Got it. So for example, I want to use this, I can still use this picture as well. My bad. So I'll just go to picture and it's where the download is and just use this. Right. And once I'm here, again, you guys know how do you use a PowerPoint in various scenarios. It can be giving a lot of recommendations. So for example, if I go to home, there is a design suggestions which can be generally pushed out based on your various elements on your PowerPoint. Okay. So first thing I would request everyone, I encourage you to just explore these two options, what has been highlighted or what has been given freely for every individuals. Okay. If customer has a pro license, they get almost like per day some credits like 600. If someone does not have a license, they can get around 60, I believe, per month, free credits to trial this all accounts. Okay, mine is a free account, so that's where it doesn't. It is still promoting me to upgrade myself to pro. So very important thing is it's a free, right? Request you all to just explore this and give you a feedback on the Teams chat or on our WhatsApp groups as well. Okay, thank you. This is my sharing for today. So thanks, Ridwan. Over to you. Any questions? I'm still there.
Thank you, Amma.
Thank you.
Thank you for making time. I know you are busy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a time zone difference. Thank you.
Okay, so I will move on to the next sharing that I want to do is on Copilot Agent. Copilot Agent is available in the paid versions of Copilot, but that is not the case. I just want to jump into the agent. You can see so many AI agents nowadays, right? So Microsoft does have the Copilot agents, and it can do specific tasks based on a scenario, right? So let me just show my slides and I will jump into the demo. That will be much more clearer to see what that I'm talking about. So I hope you can see my slide. Let's go to the first slide. Okay. So as mentioned, right? So there are many Copilot agents pre-built. Yes, Amma?
Sorry, the slide was not showing. Now it came up. Sorry.
Okay. Yep. So there are many pre-built available agents Microsoft created for us. If you have the Copilot license, right? So when you open interface later on, you can see some of the agents that Microsoft created. So for example, the agent name can be any, but it based on specific tasks, right? So for example, like writing coach, right, provide detailed feedback on writing, how to actually change the message or any, to translate any text, right? Idea coach, prompt coach, right? This is really important. Prompt coach uh, teaches you how to structure your prompt. It's important to actually structure your prompt to actually get. I noticed ChatGPT 5 uh, is much more less hallucinate compared to the previous version, right? And sometimes it give detailed answer, right? So you also need to learn in prompting, right? And then you have career coach, you have learning coach, right? So these are agents, right? Created and powered by AI for specific tasks, right? So so for you might have some question, right? How to create these agents, right? So I don't know programming, I don't know about IT, all the settings that I need to click. The good thing is we can create just using your natural language, right? Just using prompt. Using prompt, you can actually create the agents, right? So I will show you some of the samples that I have. So for example, here we have onboarding buddy, right? For example, you are working in HR, right? You have certain tasks or welcoming message or welcoming activities that they need to do. You can create an agent for that, right? To handle those things, right? So you have resume reviewer, right? You publish the ads, and a lot of people apply hundreds, 200s. You it's not easy as a human to go through one by one, right? So you can actually use AI agent to filter out, or maybe even to do sorting based on certain job scope that you prefer, right? So it's easy to have this agent. Contract review. So this is one of the most time-consuming work if you are working in legal. And even if you are not from legal, you're handling projects, right? This is a time-consuming task to do, to go through all the details, right? So you can actually create a specific AI for that. Research assistants, right? So Microsoft did publish a research assistant agents, right? It will give you a really details, exactly like a research paper, right? I still have that as saved. I will show later on. Policy searcher, you can have a bunch of document in particular folder in OneDrive, and then your AI can go in and dig everything inside there, right? And give you some information. So any particular item that you want, right? So okay, let's jump into the demo. I done with my slide. So let me just stop sharing. I will share back my screen. I think okay. Yeah. So So, okay, let me just go to the first page. Okay, this is the first page of Microsoft 365, right? So if you have the Microsoft subscription, your Office subscription, so when you log in, you will have this particular page. Even the family or basic versions almost similar, but some of the features are not there. But for today, right, I just want to focus on agents, right? So you have other options over here. You have conversation, you have pages, you have notebook, crates, right? Apps. So sometimes people forget that when you just pay for this certain amount, you actually got so many benefits, right? You have so many apps. It's up to you how to use it and you want to use it or not, right? So same goes to agents, right? So we have some agents created over here. We have researcher, we have analyst, right? These are created by Microsoft. Them you can uninstall them if you don't want, right? And you can create agents over here, right? You can even list all agents. So there's agents published by third party that you can use as well, right? So yeah, someone created Malaysian food quizzes agents, right? So yep. So how difficult it is to create? It's not difficult at all. So you can see there's a create agent. Even in the right side, there's a create agent button as well. So you can click one of them. It's the same. So once you click, right? Let it load. I think during night time, my internet will. Yeah. Okay. So you can see here, you have this particular box in the middle, and then down over here, type your message. Right, and the right side, you can see there's an empty message saying that new agent and descriptions, right? So whatever that you type over here will be reflected in the right side, right? The agent will build on the spot for you. So I don't use any of the settings or configurations, right? I just want to use a natural language to create my agent. So I have decided to choose one. For tonight, let's just do this onboarding buddy, right? So this is the easiest one, right? So let me just make it a bit bigger. Okay, let me just minimize this. Okay, I think that should have done it. Okay, okay, it's not moving. Okay, so okay, never mind. Let me see if I can hide. Oh, this one, hide. Okay, all right. No, okay, never mind. So you have here, you can see over here, an onboarding agent is dedicated in ensuring new hire have a seamless and welcoming start. So, okay, let me just go to the reading mode. It will be easier. It can greet new team members, assist with technical issue, answer question, provide essential company resources, and explain company culture. Right? So how to create this agent, right? So here the prompt, right? You are an onboarding buddy agent for our new hires. You know everything about onboarding process from the document we have shared with you and are happy to help, right? So the prompt is really long. So your goal is to ensure new employee feel welcome and supported as they integrated into the company. So let's just copy this prompt. Okay, let's just copy this prompt, right? And head over to our agent webpage just now and just paste it over here, right? And then just hit enter or yeah, just send this prompt to Copilot, right? So we give 1 minute or so, right? And then it will start to create this particular agents, right? So you have other prompt that you can actually try, right? But we will just do this one first. So you can see here, automatically the right side of the screen, right? Maybe just let me minimize the Teams. So automatically in the right side, it changes, right? So this is the agents that you created, right, using this particular prompt. But still, you have to fine tune, like for example, the agent name, those other things. But let's focus on the question. Sometimes people don't realize in ChatGPT 5 and even in the 4, right? So we expect that when we type the prompt, we get the answer, but we didn't notice that there is a question inside the answer. So for example, here, the agent has been set up, and you can see here, next, let's choose the name, right? So I suggest the name is onboarding buddy, right? So I just want to name it HR Ninja. Maybe if you have other, you can just give me. Okay. So would you like to use this name? No, I just type in HR Ninja, so it probably will understand. So this is the name that I want. So you can see automatically at the right side, it changed, right? Right? I didn't do any configuration. I just use AI. So now you just go and read this again. Now let's make sure the agents provide the right support answer. Can you share any specific ways you want HR Ninja to help? Any specific guidance? For example, do you want the agent to provide step-by-step checklist or answer, right? Okay, now let's go back to this particular slide again. Okay, now you go over here. So it says, please be clear, concise, and avoid long answers. So we just copy this prompt. Okay, and then we just paste it over here. Please be clear, concise, and avoid long answer. Right? Where possible, refer primarily to knowledge shared with you. Right? Okay, let's test it. All right. So it will change the tone of this particular agent following our, you can see automatically the screen changes. Automatically all the question become really short and direct, right? Compared to previously the question a bit longer, right? So next you can add your knowledge source for Ninja, HR Ninja to use, right? This step is optional, right? But you will need to add, right? So let's go back to the particular slides and see, okay, how to communicate friendly and professional. Okay, we can actually change this as well. Okay, sorry. We can skip or we can actually do this as well. So you can over here. Okay, so it will keep changing the way that it answers the question, friendly and professional. So then we can add the source of the knowledge, right? So you can do it now, or you can even do it later on. So let me just fix this agent to a particular tone. Okay. So friendly and professional. Yeah, moment. So once you are done with that, right, then only we can move for it to actually look into, right? So you can SharePoint, right? Simple SharePoint sites that we created, or maybe we can upload the document itself. So I will teach you how you can actually upload rather than using the SharePoint sites, right? So for example, here, okay, now HR is set up, respond friendly and professional manner. So, okay, now let's go to the configure. So just go to the configure button over here. You can see all the details of your particular names of your apps. You can change the icon if you prefer. You have your own icon. Instruction, be clear, right? And then you can see over here, down here, knowledge, right? So the knowledge source for your agents, right? So currently it is empty, right? We don't have any. So we can upload the source, right? Easily just create this upload from device or upload from your cloud storage, right? So for example, if I just choose this one, let's see if I have anything, probably not the right choice. Yep. Okay, let me see if I can do it. Yeah, okay. So I have the HR demo sites. I have my own files. I can actually choose any of these particular sites as well. Okay, but what I want to do is I just want to use my own files, right? So I go from here, upload devices. You can see here, Copilot demo. I have all this created for me. I have the employee healthcare benefit. I have learning and development information of this particular company, leave entitlements, performance management, and retirement savings documents, right? Guideline. So I can just choose all, can click open, right? So you can see down here, automatically it will upload as a knowledge source for your particular AI agents, right? So I can see two more over here. So it's uploading everything. So give a few minutes or so, it will upload, right? Okay, done, right? So now you can see here, knowledge is being prepared, response improved, right? So you can just see the short message just now. So, and then I just want to skip this capability part. It's not related to our agents that we are creating. I just want to edit here. You can see here, right? There's boxes. You can see welcome message, training list, company culture, resource recommendation. You can actually change this, right? So for example, the maximum is 6, but you can change. For example, let me just change about HR referral, say retirement, right? Maybe about KWSP, let's say, right? So please please okay, provide informations on retirement plan. Okay, right? Okay, maybe I just go here, retirement. Right. So you can change any of this particular box, right? It's like a button. When you click, it automatically transfer this particular box into your prompt, right? So now you are done, right? So if you go back to descriptions, there's will need to do, right? If you go back to this guide again, so you are done. So you are done with the knowledge. Now you can actually start, right? So, okay, you can start by asking some question, right? So let's just ask some question from the button that we created. So just click over here and then click enter. See, it able to process and give some information to you. Yep. So you can see automatically it can refer to the document that we uploaded, right? And then give informations, little by little, like for example, in retirement and saving, right? What is inside there, and then how you can actually, fulfill your retirement. So, for example, the company will actually, contribute 11%, and then 12% and 30%. Then you will need to contribute 11%. So everything's detailed out in the documents. So using AI is easy. So it will just directly refer and then will populate all the informations over here, right? So employee share participations, right? This is one form of retirement you can have, right? So governance and update. So these particular documents will always be reviewed every year, right? So you can see automatically it asks you questions, right? Would you like help calculating your EPF contribution? Yes. Let's see if can help you with this. Okay, you can see here. Okay. So for example, I say yes, and automatically it will refer to the documents again, right? It refer to the documents again and give some details of how you can actually calculate, right? And then you can actually go here and refer to the particular document. You just click, it will actually open the particular document for you. So you can ask a lot of other questions as well, right? So before we ask more questions, let's publish these agents, right? So other people can use, right? So you can actually, go over here, right? And then see any of the details that you want to change anymore. If there's nothing that you want to change, right? So you can see already save. You can just click create. Now it will create these agents. You are okay with all the descriptions and name. You tested everything, seems working, right? Based on the objective. And then it will give you a link over here. You can copy this link and share to any of your colleague using Teams in your own company, right? So you can even change the settings, right? So you can make this anyone to your company or specific user or maybe only to the particular user that just joined, right? So you can just save, right? And let me just copy this. Yep. Okay. So you can see here, I have the agent. Let me just refresh my page. I have two, right? So why do I have two? Because I created one last week. So I have two, but it behaves as the same as the one that I created before. So I have this one. You can see over here, I created similar. This was from before, if not mistaken. Let me just check. Yes, yeah, we can see the buttons are a bit different, right? So this was the previous one. So this is the latest one that I created. And I can ask anything. So let's ask, please give me informations on my leave entitlement, right? So let's see if we can do that. Yep. You can see here, your leave entitlement. This is the document that you will need to refer, which is the leave entitlement documents, right? And then here are the public holidays, the sick days that you have, annual leave, right? You have 30 days, other types of leave. You can actually go to the source, right? And you just can open this document and have a look on the content, right? So that's how easy it is for you to actually create AI agents based on a particular scenario, right? So I don't do any coding. I didn't do any complex configurations. I just use a natural language. The only difficult part was to add documents, which I believe is similar like attaching document to your email. Have a lot of possibility. Doesn't have to be HR. It cover a lot of things. In Copilot Studio, if I've later on maybe have time, I can cover much more detail on how you can use AI agents to automate certain things, right? And even in Power Apps, with one prompt, you can create a full-blown app, right? So you can have the HR application end to end. So those are exciting features, right? With only with one license, right? You have all these features and capability, right? So I think that's all for me today, Noel. I think it's time for you to share. You have something I think is exciting to.
Thank you, Ridwan. Thank you, everyone, for joining this session. All right, I know some of you are here for the first time, so I wanted to take this opportunity to go through some basics. All right, but not so basic for some people because I think some of us been using AI for a while. But what's important is how we are able to maximize it in the simplest way and even from time to time be able to use it to help ourselves to combat scams, right? That's an area that I spend quite a bit of time with many people and so forth. So what I've done is I've created a few slides to illustrate particularly Copilot in WhatsApp. Right? I'm sure some of you have heard me talk about that in several different sessions, but I wanted to use this specifically to go through what in this space. Now, some of you actually joined because you have received this invitation. Right? On this particular piece of graphic, basically it just tells us what day, what time. It doesn't really give you a lot of information, but you may have also received something that looks like this, right? And I just wanted to take half a minute to point out that you can just click on this link here that will take you to a Microsoft website that allows you to key in the meeting ID and passcode. Right? That's probably one of the easiest way, especially for those of you who are familiar with using Zoom. Right? Many of you who use Zoom, you are probably familiar with using meeting IDs and passcode. That's also the reason why we put this part here. But others who are more familiar with Microsoft Teams, which is the Microsoft version of Zoom, if you want, you can click on this link and it should take you to this particular chat. Now, some of you may know about this YouTube channel that we set up a couple of years back, right, to store all our previous recordings. So you can go here to get this recording. Normally, within a few days up to a week, the recording from today, for example, will be up in this YouTube channel. And you can access that link also from here, right? So if you look at the bottom of this invitation, it says you may browse the past recordings from our YouTube channel. So if you click on this link, it will take you to this page. Okay, just a very quick way for you to go back and look at some of the interesting sharings we have done in the past. Now, that said, Copilot is available through WhatsApp on this number, right? This is a US-based number, right? Anything that's +1 is US-based, right? And for those of you who want to get it onto your phone now, if you want, you can scan this QR code, right? This is the same QR code that I used a few weeks ago when we were training some orang asli near Kuala Kubu Baru, right? So we got the parents of the kids to scan this QR code so that we can actually teach them how to use Copilot on WhatsApp. Now, the interesting thing about Copilot in WhatsApp obviously is you don't need to log in, right? You're going in essentially using your phone number, right? There's no login, there's no sign up, and it's very simple to use. It's just like how you would typically use WhatsApp messaging, right? But interestingly enough, Copilot is not the only AI tool that offers itself in WhatsApp. ChatGPT is another one. And recently I was alerted to Perplexity as well. So now there are 3 AI tools that are able to do that. Now, very quickly, going to the area of combating scams, right? So often we see articles that look like this, all right? Scam alert, retired teacher lost 467,000 to investment scam, bogus funds, and so forth. Right? What I wanted to do is actually quickly show you a demo, all right? And I'm going to use my phone, right, to do that. So I'm using my phone to log into Teams, right? Very similar to what you have logged in, but I'm going to log in via my phone. One of the interesting thing about Teams that you will discover once you start to learn more about it, you can log in from your phone, you can log in from your computer using the same ID, and both of them will look like a single connection. So I'm just joining now, turning off the audio. Now, you notice that if you go to the people icon, you only see one version of me. But I've actually logged in both on the computer, which is what you're seeing from the shared screen, as well as I've logged in on the phone with Teams. Now I'm going to share from my phone. you see a slightly different screen pop up. Okay. Right, you notice this is the same session, but it's in a form factor that looks like a phone. So this is actually coming from my phone. Right? So what I want to do is I want to take you to WhatsApp. All right. And in WhatsApp, you see up the top, I have ChatGPT, I have Copilot. So I'm just going to go into Copilot. And notice here, I've been quite busy, right? Just today, I was looking at this link that I found that says Microsoft introduces AI-powered malware detection tool, right? And it says, what is it and how it works? So sometimes we get all these interesting kind of articles, links, and so forth. And in recent months and years, we've been told, hey, be very careful, right? You don't know if it's fake or it's a scam and whatever else. It could be a website that is riddled with malware and so forth. So how do you tell? So in this case, so what I did was I actually just simply key in, right? You can see, is this fake? And then pasted that article's name. I didn't even put in the website because maybe I'm being very cautious. I don't want to touch any website. So I just put in the title of that article. Okay, as you can see, Copilot came back and said that it is not fake. Okay, that's a good relief. It's not fake. Okay, and even detail what is this project whereby you see that it's called Project IRA. It's an autonomous AI agent, very similar to what Ridwan was just talking about, right? Using Copilot Studio to create agents. So this is an AI agent, right? And what does it do? It's able to decompile software, reconstruct control flows. Yeah, may sound very technical and so forth. You can ask it to make it simpler for you, so it's easier for you to understand, right? But what is even more important is towards the end of it, right? You get some links. And these links will take you to official websites. Like the first one is to a website called techradar.com. You can see from this particular link is authentic, right? It's www.techradar.com. And it's one of their articles, right? And the second one is to a website called the hackernews.com. These are official websites because obviously some of us regularly go to this website. We are very familiar with the URL, okay? And of course, the last one is www.microsoft.com. So we know that is also an official website, right? Unlike some of the scam sites, they use very funny URL. And that's how also when we want, we can copy and paste those URL, or we can use a picture of the URL instead of touching the URL directly, because you might accidentally go to that site, which you want to try to avoid. But what I like very much with Microsoft Copilot in WhatsApp is the ability to do follow-ups, right? As you can see, there are 3 follow-ups that it presented to me. Number 1, what are the implications of AI in cybersecurity? 2, how does Project IRA compare to traditional malware detection methods? 3, can you explain how the AI detects malware? So if I want to know more about this project, I can press 2. So I press 2 on the screen. You notice automatically pops up with number 2. And then it will go online and find me the relevant information. Right? So you can keep going on like this over to all the different interesting areas so that you can get more and more information about it. The last bit, just before I pass you back to the team, right, is I've been busy, obviously, with other things, right? So someone just sent me today, right, about this particular article. Now, you notice the URL is not probably what most of us get. This one is freshcandy.co.za. Now, most of us probably don't know what is .za. We know what is .my. We know what is .com, but what is .za? So when I pasted this link in there, it says the page you link to describes a Malaysia Senior Citizen Allowance Program for 2025, claiming eligible Malaysians age 60 plus can receive 600, blah, 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 blah. But what is key to preventing scams is the red flags that the AI will provide you. Red flags basically indicates that concerns, warning. Okay, freshcandy.co.za is a South African domain. Now, the interesting thing it pulled out is that's unusual for official Malaysian government programs. It's not surprising, right? What has South Africa got to do with Malaysia? Why would they be reporting this, right? That's the kind of critical thinking that we want to think about, okay? And so on, right? If you want to learn more about these things, all right, so I suggest that you join us on our group, right? I have a lot of all these different right, that we share. Right, I'm going to just wrap up and just show you some of the things. Right, so I've got some good videos that I can show you, but in interest of time, we will not do that. But there are some good links which I will put into the chat window, like this particular one that allows you to detect text, image, music, and videos, AI detection. So often in some of our sessions that we do, like the AI is fun, or even in our own internal meetings, we go through things like this, right? Which picture is real, which picture is not. In this case, this number 2 is real, number 1 is not. Now, a lot of times we cannot tell, okay? So I urge you to join us in our group so that you can continue to learn. We have a WhatsApp group called AI is Fun. So join us on that. I'm just going to bring up the QR code for that, right? So do join us. It's called AI 101. It was created a couple of years ago to help us reach out to people, especially people who are new to AI or even family members and so forth. You can share this QR code with them, or if you prefer a web link, just reach out. I'll give you the web link as well. So back to you, Ridwan. I'm done. Thank you.
Right, Noel, thank you. Thank you very much. It was good sharing from everyone today. So we have Amma, Noel. I hope maybe 2 weeks from now, we will have more people sharing. I open in the audience that they have, just reach out to us. We will give about your experience using Copilot.
Looks like there's a problem
Hello,
with
sorry.
your.
Yeah, sorry. I think I lost my internet just now.
Just pasting the links for some of these AI detection tools that are available, and they are free. All right, so that's the key thing. They're free. So
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please join us. We have AI is Fun next week. And then after that, we will have our Copilot again. Join our WhatsApp group. A lot of people sharing over there. Exciting news and tools are being shared in the WhatsApp group. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. See you.
thank you. Bye. Yeah, pretty much every week we have something. Yeah.
Yes, it's weekly. Yep, correct. Thank you.